All right, good morning, everyone. For those that is morning in your country, it's all good to see you over here. Um, Ife, please confirm when everyone is in, so I can welcome all together and we can directly start our presentation.
Yes, everyone is in.
Perfect. Okay, welcome everyone again. My name is Farid, and today's moderator will be me. I'm from Azerbaijan. I have experience with ClimateLaunchpad since 2018, hosting it nationally together with my team. And so I'll be today's moderator, and we'll all be together having a great pitch, great session with the jury members, of course. And today's room boss is Ife with us. Okay. I wish it is clear. Can someone please confirm if my voice is clear enough for everyone? There's no noise. Oh, good. Perfect. Great. Okay. Um, let's start then. As it's time, we may already begin. You may already check your test your mics through the Zoom functions, and please make sure that you have renamed yourself, dear startups. So your startup name, dash your own name, or space your own name. Mics and videos off when you are not presenting. Definitely, you may turn it on for now. No worries. Um, your pitch definitely will be announced by me at this presentation. So we are not going to exit this presentation unless you wish. That will only be um, on uh, on the QA stage. Okay, so definitely when it's your QA stage, you may ask me if you need to turn on a presentation or something on your end. But like keep in mind that we still have 3 minutes for your Q&A. And it's only allowed during the Q&A. So please, if you have been given a right to screen share, don't do it in the middle of the presentation. And you may, at the end, I'll ask you to leave the room for everyone, and we'll just close it with the closing wishes and the last verse. And then we can have the game rules. Yes, over here. Everyone probably knows all of them, but it's good to have a repetition on it. 5-minute pre-recorded pitch. So we are not going to keep timer or anything. It will be just your pre-recorded pitches. And right after we'll have, if I will keep up the timer, and together with him, we will warn you if it is the last question or last minute, together with your juries. So make sure you have the time in your mind, and make sure that you answer the jury's questions shortly and right on spot. The announcement of the winners will be on the live stream. You may already have the links, or you can ask me or Ife right after the today's pitch session. And the top 3 will definitely have access to the final stage. And all of those, the top 3s from the rooms will be gaining access to the ClimateLaunchpad Climate Accelerator. Perfect. So that's it about the game rules, and I'd like to give stage. So you let me just do that program before that. After like 2 hours, after we are finishing, I'll ask you to leave. We are going to have a break. At the same point, we are going to have a jury deliberation, and then later you will see on the live stream the teams are announced. So that's kind of like TV show. Some of you have already seen that. So then we're gonna have sessions, and at 14:20, the top 8 pitches, they will be on the live stream presenting again. And at 4 o'clock, 4:05, we're gonna have the announcement of top 3. If you have already seen the program, I think I hope it's not boring, but let's go. Let's give the stage to our dear jury members. Great experiences, great personalities, definitely today that will be voting and choosing the best top 3 winners. I've already met them, but Andres, if we can start with you, you may introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrews. I am from Vilnius, Lithuania. Currently working as a consultant, business development consultant, export consultant in Sunrise Valley and Technology Park. It's an institution hosting startups and helping them. Myself, I have a real business experience. I used to have a company in the recycling industry, so hopefully I will be able to judge you correctly and provide some real world input.
Great, thank you, Andres. Okay, and then if we may have some words from you, Indrek.
Hello. I have venture capital background. Currently, I am in parallel operating with Cleantech Estonia, which is a cleantech startup development non-profit organization in Estonia, and also participating in small investment activities through angel investments and business accelerator. Thank you.
Oops, great. Thank you so much, Indrek. And next up we have Radu.
Hello, I also have a diverse background, worked in business incubation, in tech community development, also participated to the ClimateLaunchpad activities in Romania since I think 4 or 5 years now, and I'm co-founder of a business angel initiative, so hope some of the pitching startups will also promote towards the financing opportunities offered by us or other similar structures. Good luck.
Exactly. Good luck, everyone, and thank you, Radu. And we have Rita today with us.
Yes, thank you, Farid. Hello, everyone. I'm really glad to be here today and to have the opportunity to know all these amazing projects. I'm Rita from Portugal, from 3XP Global. That is a venture capital firm focused on sustainability and impact investments. We already have 3 sustainable funds and are now launching the first impact funds here in Portugal. And that's it. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And I'd like to also introduce ClimateLaunchpad again for everyone. It's all about unlocking the world's clean tech potential that addresses the climate change. It started with 10 countries in 2014, and this year there are 59 countries, almost 60 countries around the world. So we have 4 regional finals. This is Europe, featuring 18 countries, and the top 3 teams from each country are selected and with us from different rooms from different teams, and 24 teams from Europe will go through the semi-final of the global final. And in total in the global final there are 80 spots, and that's it. So let's directly go to the order of today's startups. Perfect. I, as already shared with the jury members, but here is also for the participants. We have 8 startups today. That's your pitching order. Pre-recorded videos all will be switched in right in, I think, in a minute, and I will directly start in with everyone. Right after the video ends, I will directly go to the next slide, which says the question and answer. And that's where Ife will begin with his timer, and I will be together with him. Keep our eyes on so we don't run out of time. If everyone is ready, can a few participants at least type it to the chat that if it's all fine, all good, if you're ready, feeling fine. No excitement, hopefully. Okay, all good? Good. Great, perfect. All right. All right, let's go then. We are starting with Sensen. And if I'm correct, they had a rebranding. But let's directly go to that one. Anyone, if you have any questions, you can directly tell me now before we begin, if anyone has it. And I wish you can just turn on or off your microphones yourselves right now. If not, you can tell me on the chat.
Okay, yes, I have one question. Hi, Frank here. Hi,
Hey,
everyone.
hey.
Hey, I just a little misunderstanding about the extra slides, because in the paper that we were given, it was written that differently from the programs, we should ask for permission to share the screen during the presentation. But you said something different. I had a problem with connection while you were speaking about that at the beginning. So you said
Oh,
something
yeah.
different. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, so let me repeat that. I will turn on your pre-recorded video, but when it's your turn to do the Q&A, you may turn on your pitches. Is that fine? Does it answer your question? So you may turn on it on when it's like 3 minutes of Q&A session.
Yes, of course, I can share the screen, of course. Yes, thank you.
Perfect. So if you wish that, you let me know beforehand, or you can text me or Ife through the chat, and we'll let you to share your screen.
Okay, I keep it ready. Okay, just in
Okay,
case.
great. Just in case, I also have all of your pitches downloaded to my computer, but I think they're the final. Of course, they're the final versions. But if anyone has like added the, beforehand answered the questions, or you have like totally different slides on your end, you may let me know, and I'll let you know together with Ife to share your screen. Okay, great. Anyone else has a question? All good? Okay, great. Then we may start. So here is it. The first startup. Yes, perfect. So we have, as I said, there's a small and great, perfectly rebranded version of Zenzen or Zenzen, if I'm correctly spelling that. Let's go, dear jury members. If you are also ready, let's go with it.
Hello everyone, here is Fru after a little rebranding. So, as you can see on the top left, you have the apricots, and inside you can see the pit. On the upper right, you can see the open pit where there are the soft kernels. So we use them to do our plant-based cheese. And how our plant-based cheese works is really easy. We produce the plant-based cheese, we give it to the specialty shops, and they give us in return 4 euros every 100 grams of cheese. So really easy to understand. We address for the beginning mostly the Austrian market, and we focus mostly on Vienna. Calculating our beachhead, it's 10 million because it's just on Vienna. We start locally. About our value proposition, it's as well really easy. Our cheese is better according to taste, appearance and texture. When we ask the consumers, it's always the same. Our cheese performs better. And about our product, the cheese made out of apricot kernels is normally a waste stream, so this makes our raw material really special because we upcycle raw material that is normally not used but thrown away. On top of that, this raw material can be grown locally, to the difference of cashew nuts and coconut fat that are currently used for vegan cheese alternatives. And it's easy to scale. So in the current traditional cheese plants, you can produce our cheese. So it's easy to produce it in France, in Spain, in Italy, in Austria, everywhere it's easy to scale because there are already a lot of cheese plants in those countries that can be used for our production. About our customer discovery, we tested or evaluated our two hypotheses about consumers that are not satisfied with the current taste of plant-based cheese, and if they are happy or not happy with the exotic raw materials. The learnings were that the consumer really miss the original ingredients in the current plant-based cheese and the low nutritional value, and the biggest thing is the bad taste. So they really do not taste like cheese right now on the market. About the financials, the most important thing that affects the profit is the cost per product. So how much is the production cost and the market share. The climate impact is really important, and with our cheese you can see that we emit 90% less CO2 equivalents than a regular cheese, organic regular cheese, and 77% less than a current plant-based cheese alternative. So this is about the team. As I wrote here in Italian, meglio solo che mal accompagnato, so it's better to be alone sometimes than in a bad company. The big dream of Frou is to bring our cheese to every cheese lover in Europe by 2030. Thanks a lot for your attention, and I hope you will taste our cheese very soon.
We wish the world gets back to normal and we have a chance to taste it. Thank you so much, Frou team, let's say, as if you are. Great presentation. Let's directly.
Hello everyone.
Oops. Okay. Let's directly go to the QA stage. And then Flavio then may answer the questions. Ife, you may start with the timer as you wish. Dear jury members, you may start with your questions, of course. Let's do this. We start with Andreas, Radu, Rita, and Indrek this time. And then I'll change the order by every startup, if that's fine. And if you have questions. If you don't have question, you may say that I don't have any, so we can go to the next jury member. If I please reset the timer now.
Okay, so can I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I have two questions. First one, I understood that you already produced the product, or at least some version of it.
Yeah.
And if that's correct, how many kilograms or tons have you produced so far?
So far, very little scale. We mostly validated the market in order to see if our product is perceived as good, and to say numbers.
Just approximately.
Approximately, let's say 10 kilos per week or something. So very little production.
Okay, and then I would have more questions regarding the technology, but it's about ingredients. You mentioned that you're producing from waste materials. So if it goes to the market and it is successful, is there actually enough waste of apricot to produce on a large scale? I don't know. So just asking if you researched that area.
Yeah. Yes, of course. For Europe, there is. Of course, if everyone is now starting to eat plant-based cheese,
then at a certain point it gets limited if we talk only about apricot kernels. But we are investigating as well other raw materials, and we already have recipes for other raw materials.
Okay, so just one more quick question. For 1 kilo of your cheese, how many kilos of apricot kernels do you need?
One. It's one.
1 to 1.
Even a bit less.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Great. Thank you so much, Anders. Rado, if you can go next with you.
I'm just wondering if you have investigated what kind of final price can you impose, yeah, to your customer? What are they ready to pay for the product?
Well, at the beginning, we actually started with 9 euros. So in some specialty shops, people were paying 9 euros per 100 grams. But as we will go bigger, we guessed like 5 to 6 euros, like compared as well to the current plant-based cheeses that are on the market.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Great. Thank you, Rita.
Yeah, congrats, Flavio, on this big idea. But just one question, and don't get me wrong, but how are you going to accomplish this alone?
Yeah, like I'm not completely alone. I have help from other people that I pay or that do internships, and on the longer run, I will need some more help for sure. Yeah, like we were a team, but there were some problems in the team. So now
it's okay.
It's time to restart.
Yes, of course.
Rebuild it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And
sorry, time is up.
perfect. Great, Indrek. If you had the one question that is short, we can actually.
Yes, I
change
just
up the
wanted
order.
to quickly clarify, is it possible to purchase from the market the clean kernels already today, or do you have to kind of reprocess the apricots yourself?
No, there are a few people that sell them. So like we are now getting them from those companies, but yeah, like in future we will probably do it ourselves.
Great. Thank you so much for the presentation, Flavio. And
thank you.
Great. We go to the next startup. Okay. Is it Troya, or I'm not sure if I'm spelling that correctly, but let's
yeah, that's good.
That's good. Perfect. Let's go and let's start with the presentation.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Casper Weisen, managing sales and relations in Troa.
I'm Purre, managing operations and marketing in Troa.
Today I'm thrilled to introduce you to our service, which aims to prevent huge grocery store waste and help consumers do more easily and more affordably grocery store shopping during times of rising food prices around the world. Our emphasis is in grocery stores and retails that want to get rid of expiration dates much faster using today's technology. So, how does it work? First, grocery store adds products to our service via store's own network devices. In example, Honeywell or store employees' phones, which after consumers can get the information that there are these certain products available. 2. Consumers checks added availability from our website and in the future from our application. For the store, we bring new customers to our partner stores and help them making sales more faster, and in return they pay percentage of transaction value of sold products through us.
Grocery store is old school industry and there is not that much innovation yet, when it comes to, for example, e-commerce platform. Current solutions on the market are based more on the pre-packaged lost packs types that brings the store almost no money and requires them to put quite a lot of effort to that. 44 million tons of retail food waste is thrown away that is estimated to be worth of 20 billion euros. Our desired market share of that is 1.6%, and we see huge potential, especially in grocery store sector, to make impact. In our case, we need to understand both sides, consumers and stores, and acknowledge their needs to use our service and improve in the future. Current world situation puts more effort towards finding more affordable food for consumers. That is their main target, especially for students and low-income people. For the stores, we can help them gain more revenue and minimize losses in comparison with our competitions.
These competitive advantage focus on individual discarded products rather than already packed that has this expiration date which store checks every day. We want to work on ensuring that food gets sold and offer a much more effective way to do this compared to others on the market. Me and Pyry work in grocery store and study in university, which give us great edge on understanding both sides' needs. We have done survey for our school university students about this topic and also research topic more further, and we have come to conclusion that these kinds of innovations are well needed and there is space for us in the market.
In the less than a year, we have already gained 4,000 euros, and in the 5 years we are able to grow significantly and expand our service internationally. With only 1.6% market share, we are able to generate 29.6 million euros. In our case, we climate impact as well as social. We can influence the impact of processes on climate change in the sale of discount products and in total save 205 tons of CO2.
We are simple guys that believes in simple decisions. We are extremely passionate to go further with our idea, and our skill set in the software, marketing and sales ensures us tools to progress further. We want to make impact on a larger scale and give you our effort to make this world a better place. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Casper, if I'm connected from Troa. Great. So that's great. Let's go to questions and answers. Ife, you may keep the timer. So let's have one question per jury, and then we go through the round. This time we are starting with Rita, and Andrews, Radu, and Indrek. Okay. Let's go.
Well, thank you, Casper. Great presentation. Savings and sustainability. I love the concept, but could you develop a little further? How do you combine these two factors, savings and sustainability?
Sorry, can you repeat?
I was wondering, how can you combine savings and sustainability are the focus of your pitch, of your project, right?
Yes.
Could you develop a little further how this will be done?
So basically, when a grocery store have these discounted products, it's really hard to find them because you need to go physically to the store, and this way you can see if there's discounted products available. And when the food prices are rising, of course, people want to find more affordable food. And when you can check it with your smart device, it's much more easier to make savings in the grocery shopping. And for the store as well, when we develop the software at the moment, it's really easy to add the products to our service, and this way the food gets sold, so it's not put into the trash. and for the store as well, it's better way to do sustainable choices with this easy one tapping and then adding to our service.
Okay, thank you.
Hopefully that answers the question.
Okay, thank you. Radu, if you have one question, if possible.
Yeah, I noticed that there is no need for interconnection with the grocery store systems. How can you then keep the information on the platform up to date regarding the availability of those discounted, because they are very fast moving goods?
Yeah. So what we have piloted already in 2 of our stores, we have on the cashier reads the QR code, which come from our system, and this way we can have the up-to-date information of the sold products. So the customer picks the products, creates a QR code, and on the cashier reads with our device the QR code, and this way we can have more up to specific data on the products that's been sold. And we have piloted this in store already and seen that it's working in Finland at least.
Thanks.
Okay, great. And Andreas?
Sorry, I think that will be the last question. Time is up.
Okay, my question is very short, maybe already answered, but how do you make money with your system? What's your business model?
We take percentage of the transaction value from the store, so it's basically a progressive system. In short, the more we sell and the more money the store pays in a month. And then we have advertisement in our platform. And then for the individual customers, we can make different plans. So it's free, but then we can add other features that the customers will pay for us. But yeah, in short, basically that's.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you so much. Let's go to the next startup then, as time is up. Thank you to our team, and we meet the next startup. If everyone's ready, let's go. Oops.
Hi, I'm Evelyn from Smagri, and I'm going to talk about smart agriculture. We believe that sustainable agriculture is the way of the future, and precision farming is the first step on this path. Because every single day we have more people on the planet, and by 2050 we need to produce 50% more food. To increase crops yield, farmers need to ensure that they have healthy soil. Smagri is a complete soil health management solution. By using Smagri, the farmers can do their soil analysis in minutes, and it costs only €4 per test. Based on the soil nutrients profile, the AI-powered cloud platform then recommends what and where needs to be added. The subscription fee for the platform is €100 per month. The market for precision agriculture is large, and it's growing rapidly. First, we are focusing on the European market, which grows at the same rate as the global one. It grows because we need to fertilize wisely. As the world's population grows, fertilizer prices increase and their availability decreases. In addition, countries are tightening their regulations. For example, according to the new rules of the European Union, farmers must reduce the use of fertilizers up to 20% in the near future. That's why there are already strikes in Europe, because farmers fear that by reducing the use of fertilizers, their productivity will decrease and they will go bankrupt. But this is not true, because by using precision fertilization, they reduce costs and improve the crop's yield at the same time. But to implement it, you need to frequently analyze the soil and collect a lot of data. This, at the moment, takes a lot of time and money. Here, Smagri can help, because by using Smagri, the farmers know exactly when, what, where, and how they need to apply. Smagri provides lab quality soil analysis on the field in minutes with 10 times cheaper price than the services currently offered on the market. It has a cloud application to track soil nutrients profile and to recommend fertilization based on soil and crop type. The soil nutrient data is coming from our two products. A handheld analyzer, Smagri Nutrients, that uses DNA analyzer technology to measure individual elements. And from on-site probe, Smagri SOM, that monitors soil organic matters. Our competitors are electrochemistry-based sensors that are inaccurate and cannot differentiate individual elements. Moreover, there are no sensors on the market that can measure soil organic matters. We are going to pilot our solution in Ukraine, where we have a project in progress. The partner farms have nearly 360 hectares of land for testing. The project received funding from the Estonian Environmental Investment Center. On the financial side, our biggest revenue generators are the consumables for the analyzer and the subscription fee for the platform. In Europe, there are currently around 10 million farmers. If 1% of European farmers are going to use our solution, then our expected profit is around 63 million euros per year. And if 1% of European farmers use the Smagri solution, then together they emit approximately 70,000 tons less greenhouse gases per year. In addition, farmers reduce fertilizer use up to 25% and increase yields up to 15%. We are team of three, we know deep tech, and we have a long-term experience in developing technology from idea to product. We are looking for 500,000 to bring our products faster to the market. Remember, with Smagri, we can make global impact in food production by improving sustainable agriculture. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Smagri team. And we directly go for the questions. Indrek, this time we start with you. If you have
I
any
will not
questions,
spend the time. I have mentored them, so don't waste time on me.
All right, okay. Andreas, we can go with you next.
Yeah, my question is, do you already have the device, and was it at least field tested in some local farmland?
Yes, hello. We do have the device. It's not field tested, it's lab tested. That we can test in the labs, that we can see all the different nutrient elements. But we are going to test it in spring in Ukraine, in the field.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you, Andreas. Rita, we can go with you if you have any question.
Yes, just one question. Congratulations on the project. What are your key differentiating factors? Because I know some solutions that are similar to this one. What differentiates you from the other solutions?
Well, we have our competitors, for example, that are electrochemistry-based sensors, and the problem there is that they cannot differentiate individual elements. They say in summary that you have some kind of elements in the soil, but not individually. For example, how much calcium, magnesium, and so on you have in the soil. These are the probes. You can also have this wet chemistry sets, but they require a lot of chemicals basically to do the analysis, and they are not so fast. And of course, our main competitive advantage is the price. So we are bringing the price down by 10 times.
Yes, that I got. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. And Radu, if you have any questions.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. It's quite interesting. I would like to ask you regarding the operation of the system. How often should the farmer perform these measurements? And what would be the granularity of this analysis? How, for 1 hectare of field, how many points of measurements you should ensure for high quality data?
Well, for the farmer, if he uses smuggling nutrients to measure individual elements, they need to take a soil sample, little bit of soil, dilute it and put it into the machine, in simple words. And now it depends, and the data that is coming from that analysis is the same quality data that you can get from the lab if you deliver your soil sample into the lab. So, but now it depends if you have several hectares, how many measuring points you want to take. So at least 4 per hectare, but you can of course take more or less.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you, everyone. The time is up. That would be the last question. Thank you again, Smuggler team, and we go to the next startup. Okay.
Hi, I'm Frank, project leader of Teravionics, and today I'm your guide to sustainable agritech.
I'm sorry, it started rapidly, so I'm just gonna restart it as everyone is ready. Okay, dear jury members, as you may have taken some time to vote your startups. All good? Okay, let's go again.
Hi, I'm Frank, project leader of Teravionics, and today I'm your guide to sustainable agritech. Stanford University has calculated that so far climate change has caused a decline in farming productivity by 21%, which is equivalent to wiping out any agricultural improvement to feed the world made in the last 60 years. Basically, turning the clock back to when Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream." Viticulture is one of the most exposed cultivars to such emergent dynamics, and the value chain of wine, the 3rd most used drink in the world, is consequently highly impacted. So, how do farmers fight back? Well, generally in 2 ways. They keep doing the same, or they use more chemicals. Lose-lose strategies in the long run. The paradox of agritech solution is that they can be tremendously effective, but they hardly get adopted by small producers, which are the majority. They're expensive, they request tech know-how, and they poorly befit real cases. With Teravionics, we want to make such methodologies actually accessible to grape growers. In our vision, hardware and software elements converge. On one side, we provide sensor and decision support software directly to grape growers, charging them upon their land sites at €59 per hectare per month. On the other side, we sell our drones at €900 each to their associations, consortia, etc., which will provide them to individual farmers on a sharing logic. Our beachhead market is grape growers, proven early adopters, small ones, their average land size 2 hectares, in Italy, the world's biggest wine producer, with an addressable market value of €27 million. The natural extension of this runway is Europe, 60% of global wine production, and in the future, we could even scale up to other cultivars. We deliver value in terms of boosting field performance by 70%, combining enhanced productivity plus 15% and lower costs, 1/3 less, due to improved plant health and major savings in chemicals and water. In addition to this, we enable better risk control, easier transition to organic production, and we allow winemakers to disclose directly in label the CO2 that each bottle saves thanks to our solution. We integrate products and services. Proprietary field sensors and drones get combined with satellite data and our artificial intelligence algorithms in an innovative way that sees end users directly involved in the co-design of the service, returning predictive knowledge ware directly applicable by farmers themselves to their fields to make better decisions through an intuitive user interface. We also signed key partnerships with the European Space Agency and Lazio Innova. We validated our assumptions involving different categories of subjects, and we found a product market fit, pivoting around predictive intel of key agronomic parameters, a truly friendly interface, pricing made upon lens size, highlighting the role of producers' associations, and as a result, we had LOI signers with whom we are now co-developing and testing our pilot prototypes. Considering our business model, the main drivers to be factored in are pricing, number of customers, and the association network-driven dynamics, leading to a projected annual 4.1 million euros profit at year 5, assuming 20% of the beachhead market, impacting the budget of a single grape grower by as little as 4 euros per day. By reducing the use of chemicals through our predictive analysis and resource optimization, we could cut 2.9 kilotons of CO2 equivalent per year with just 3,000 users, 20% of our initial beachhead market, also saving a considerable amount of water, 30%, and the energy to pump it. Our team combines experts with years of international experience in all the key areas: business, agronomy, IT, sales, and engineering, merging them with solid project management. We have a dream. We see a future, a near one, by 2032, where 60% of small grape growers with the adoption of agritech are enabled to produce more sustainably while making a social impact, an environment and economic win-win. Thank you for hearing us out and have a great day.
Great. Thank you. Let's go to the questions then. We now start with Indrek again. If you have any questions.
If you Google precision viticulture, there are a lot of articles and a lot of companies claiming to be active in this area already. Where would you position yourself in this landscape?
Thank you for your question, Indrek. Okay, can I share the screen? Oh, no, it's unavailable. No, I don't, but it's actually, you can use the slides I gave you because it's, I didn't touch them, actually. Okay, it's slide number 5 of the backup slides. Meantime, I start speaking. All right, let's say that the market is, if you use a matrix, right, taking on the axes, the source and the tool and the global or local margin, we can say that the global ones and the tools that are focalized are a territory of the very, very big players, while the agri startups that you mentioned are more local and tool focalized. Differently from them, we are using a more local, of course, focus, but we use a multi-source. This is very important because actually you can get a lot of information by the overlapping of the different tools, because we use satellite data, we use drones, and we use sensors. And this type of sensors are 3 types. I mean, we use ground sensor, but most of all, we use leaf sensor and sensor that get attached to the branch. Because of course, let's say if we eat 2 pizzas, right? And the pizza is the same, but my metabolism is capable of absorbing 80% of those carbs, and your metabolism is capable of absorbing 40%. I get fat, you don't. So actually, it's very important to understand carefully the health of the plant, because it is not only a matter of raw chemicals and of raw formulas or imagery, but you need to contextualize in the case specific, because at the end of the day, you want to have a good wine, not just red wine.
Great, thank you. And if this is the correct slide, we go to the
no, actually, it's the backup slides. Actually, it's there, then. Okay. Oh, you don't have the right set. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Rita, if you may go.
Well, in this case, I don't have any questions, but that's a good sign.
It's too bad because Portugal is a great producer of great wines. Small
but
production of great wines.
But there was not on your plans, right?
No, it is actually, yes. In the second phase, after the beachhead market,
Okay.
which is actually Italy, because we know it even personally with professional connections. Families from Veneto, but Portugal and Europe is a great producer. They have a small quantity. Actually, it really is the identikit of the perfect user, quality over quantity.
No, and it's a great country to pilot. I'm sorry, but I have to say this.
No, it is. In fact, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm sorry, time is up and we have to go to the next startup. Thank you, Frank. All right, great. All right, thank you, jury members, for your questions. And we go next. If it starts immediately, just be ready for it right after it starts, and it may begin.
Hello, my name is Senata and I'm the founder of Biopols. In Biopols, we are working on biopolymer-based food packaging systems that extends the shelf life of food. Our deal is we are offering biodegradable and shelf life extending packaging for 7 years per 100 pieces of coated packaging to butchers, meat producers, also supermarket chains that have deli corners. Our product is applicable for all types of food, but we're currently working on the meat products as they have the highest carbon footprint among all other types of food. Therefore, we do not have an option to waste meat, and also the meat waste is not repurposed or reused for any other thing as well. So that's the main issue, and therefore we are working on meat packaging. And our beachhead market is the European meat packaging market, where we are aiming 30% of the market cap with 9,000 customers. So our solution reduces meat waste to 1/3 while extending the shelf life twice when compared with the current styrofoam plate solution. And it only costs slightly a little bit more than the current solution, but we are using no petrochemical plastics, and we are also repurposing food waste, which I will explain in very briefly shortly. So our product has two components. The first component is antibacterial and antioxidant biopolymer coating, where we extract a polymer from mushrooms, and then we enrich the content with rosemary, sage, and thyme extracts to give it antibacterial and antioxidant properties. Then we are applying this coating on environmentally sustainable packaging materials such as cardboard, paper, bioplastics, also textile as well. Here on the left upper side you see the film itself. On a little bit down in the middle of the slide you see the paper version. On left you see the textile version, and on the bottom this is the mock-up for our upcoming bioplastic trays, which again we are planning to have no petrochemical plastics in it. We are also following a circular model where we make use of mushroom waste of the food processing industry, as well as other food waste where we grow yeast and mold, and we are also extracting that biopolymer from yeast and mold, as they're also fungi. And then we are using the basic residues of the extraction processes, so we are wasting nothing in this process. When it comes to our customer discovery activities, on the short term, we visited 23 local butcher shops. Also, we contacted with the Turkey's largest supermarket chain, Migros. We contacted with Nebyan, a very sustainable and responsible meat producer. Also, İztarım, İzmir Municipality sub-company for meat and dairy production, and also some agricultural practices. They're all very much interested, and we are currently continuing with our work. What we tested was that that market needed this product, and the results of our discovery activities show that well. Our aim is to reach a yearly profit of around 400 million, where we have cost product advantage. So when it comes to our climate impact, we are reducing by changing styrofoam plates to Biopols coated paper. In a year, we are reducing 1,300,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide, which exactly means removing 70,000 cars from the traffic. Our team has 2 chemists, also 1 communication specialist, and 1 person for sales and marketing. We also have 2 professors, advisors who are helping us with the technical issues. Our dream is to replace 1 billion plastic packaging in the 5 years, and we are planning to reach 100 countries by 2030, and we are planning to save lives of 1 million cattle by 2030. Keep smart, keep fresh. Thank you for listening. This is Biopulse.
Thank you so much, Biopulse. Now we go to our questions. We start with Radu this time.
So congrats for developing such an ambitious project. I'd like to understand a little bit about your future plans. You want to develop the technology and then to sell patents to, I don't know, packaging industry, or you really want to build the factory to produce such a simple but complex produce?
Thank you very much for your question. So we designed this production in 2 ways. In the short term, we got a government grant where we will start a pilot production. So this pilot production will serve as our production facility in the short and midterm. But afterwards, as we needed to expand our production capacity, we believe that doing this will be best by collaborating with packaging producers. We actually started talking to packaging producers as well, and we realized that by using simple gluing machines, we can easily apply this coating on paper products. So maybe in the long run we will do it in that sense. But for that we need a very strong IP protection, and we are now currently working on our IP.
Thanks.
Thank you. And Indrek, next up it's you.
Yes, thank you. Just to clarify, you mentioned it's biodegradable. Is it also on itself, is it compostable?
Yes, it's exactly compostable. We are only using sugar from mushrooms as the polymer, and it's also very rich in nitrogen content. So when it decomposes in the soil, it does not cause any harm, but it also increases the quality of the soil as well.
Is that it? Okay, great. Perfect. And Andreas, may I ask a question?
So as far as I understand, after your technology is developed, you don't need to build a factory of your own for production, but you can go and license your technology to already existing packaging producers?
Yeah, yes, I agree, but we need that pilot production because we are a biotechnology company who are working on sustainable and active packaging, and we will be developing new technologies where we will make use of the pilot scale to test our new products and also to put them on the market as well. So on the long run, we will still make use of the production facility, not for this product, but also for our upcoming ones.
Okay, thank you.
And Rita, with your last question.
So I think that will be the last question.
Okay.
Well, the quick question concerning the business development, because this is a really competitive world, this distribution world. Do you think you have a strong business development team and plan?
In terms of team, we are now hiring people to extend it. But in terms of plans, we actually know what we will do in the next 5 years. We will start dominating Turkish market with the largest supermarket chain of Turkey. We are now also connecting with people in Germany and Netherlands, so where the meat production is still high in terms of number, and also butchers are still an existing shop in those companies, so we started contacting in those regions as well. But our product is actually very competitive in terms of its active protection and also being biodegradable at the same time. where in the markets there's a big gap for this, because all active protection is usually petrochemical sourced, or either applied on plastics, but ours is bringing to best of two worlds together.
Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And next up we have GreenPack. I just got informed that GreenPack will join with another device. If you can accept them to the room, that would be great. GreenPack, if you're ready, we'll go directly with your startup. Let's go.
Hi, we are GreenPack. Evidently, on everyday basis, we all face different kind of plastic pollution over everywhere, and we all are aware of the detriments of it to the human health, nature, and climate change. So every year, thousands of animals and birds are dying due to plastic contamination in the nature. As a GreenPack team, we have a solution as an alternative to single-use plastics bags, which is production of food-based packaging materials. Let's see our process. Firstly, during the production stage, we are using food-based raw materials, and we are preparing our GreenPack packages. So we are selling them to our widget market, which are supermarkets, chain restaurants, and cafes in change of 3 cents. As a potential market, we have accounted for the cafes, restaurants, and supermarkets in Azerbaijan, which has the value of $300 million. And in the follow-up, later in consideration, we are planning to expand the boards of our business to the Europe and the world. So here are the customer value proposition of our project. Firstly, we are planning to diminish the petroleum dependency in the packaging industry about 100%. Secondly, it's about the decomposition period, because we all know that plastic do not get decomposed in the nature for even 100 years. However, in our cases, as it is organic, GreenPack is decomposed and get biological degrade in the ground about 3 to 6 months. And last but not least, we are planning to decrease the energy consumption of about 69%. So here is our product, which is wholly biodegradable, 100% safe for human health, and it do not have any difference in terms of mechanical properties in comparison with the plastic bags. You can see from the picture we have made this prototype from waste food-based raw materials under lab conditions. So during the customer discovery period, we have interviewed 20 supermarket customers, and our key questions were about their social awareness of the plastics detriments to the nature, and how much they prefer to use plastic bags on their everyday lives. And our main outputs were about that they are aware of the detrimental ramification of the plastics to the nature, and they are inclined to act for the protection of the environment. So here you can see our financial calculations that as a key value drivers we have taken product life, product per deal, and market. During the calculations we have accounted our market share of 6%, and for a year we are planning to have 60 million products, and one product makes 2 cents profit. So for a year we'll get $1.2 million profit. And also in terms of climate impact, we are planning to diminish the carbon emission of about 38%. And now you can see our team. This is me, Fuat Tagiev, the CEO of the team, and Banusha Mammadova is the marketing responsible, and Rasul Balmondov is our CTO in the team. And also we are working with our associate professor at our university, Amir Reza Bakhshuri. So our plan is to reach the production of a GreenPack in Azerbaijan. And also we are planning to have this project to be globally implemented in the following decade. In this way, we believe that we'll reach the more sustainable and better future, and also we'll have some contribution to the transformation from linear economy to the circular one. And we also plan to diminish the detriments of the fuel-based plastic usage and make the people to transform and prefer using more eco-friendly alternatives. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, GreenPack team. Let's go directly to the questions. This time we are starting with Rita, if that's fine.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Rita, you may.
Thank you. Yeah. What other bio-based packages companies are there?
Can you please repeat? I couldn't hear.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was wondering what other and how many bio-based companies are there? How, in terms of competitors, do you have a highly competitive markets or?
Okay, actually in Azerbaijan we don't have any competitors, but globally we have. However, they are using some chemicals in the production, but in our case, we are not planning to implement.
Okay, thank you. I think I lost you some, but I got it. Thank you.
Got it. Let's move to Indrek if you have any questions.
Yes, as you are using quite broad based of food waste, I assume that you are extracting sugars from there to produce some biopolymers. Am I correct? Hello?
I'm sorry. I think I have some problem with connection. Can you please repeat it? Sorry.
As you are using quite broad base of food waste to produce this packaging material, and it seems to be some kind of bioplastic, are you extracting sugars from the food waste and produce biopolymers from that?
Actually, in process, we are using, for example, food waste, such as potato or corn, and we are getting some starch. And then we use galvanization processes, or we are getting glycerol from oil, and we are planning to galvanization, so we have our polymers.
Perfect. Radu, if you have a question.
I'm just wondering, for EU case, now it's compulsory to use biodegradable bags, but I suppose they are still produced using fossil fuels. I'm wondering if in your country's case, can you jump directly from non-biodegradable up to this really advanced materials? Is there I don't know, a political will, an administrative will towards this?
Yes, actually, in our country, in Azerbaijan, the system is the regulation has banned the single-use plastic bags in Azerbaijan, and people are using some papers which are not like efficient and eligible for everyday using. So actually, we have interviewed different peoples, and they are also saying that that's not easy to use. So in according to the regulation, we think that we will not have any problems to switch from fuel-based plastic bags to our product.
Thank you.
Perfect, great, thank you. And that was the last question. Thank you, Fuad. We go to the last startup, if I'm not mistaken, 5. All right. We begin shortly, dear jury members, with the last startup. Let's go then.
Hello everyone. What you're seeing on the screen is made out of potato stems. This is our game-changing solution to the growing emissions of the fashion industry and the increasing pressures on our world's food production systems. Today, I'll be presenting our new venture, 5, specifically how we, along with multinational fashion brands and leading researchers, are developing the world's most sustainable textiles. The deal is fairly simple. We sell our fibers to fashion brands and their associated manufacturers who convert them into garments and accessories. Once optimized, we aim to sell our fibers for around €1,500 per ton, similar to cotton and polyester, which make up the majority of the industry's emissions. We purchase the otherwise useless stems from potato farmers and transfer it to our factories. Together, we have a business that provides farmers with new income streams, creates accessible, sustainable options for the fashion industry, all while promoting food farming. We've identified our beachhead market as supplying the non-synthetic fibers for major outdoor brands, specifically for their casual wear lines, which require less stringent performance requirements from our textiles. Working with major outdoor brands is a perfect starting point, as they have the funds and the incentive to take risks on novel sustainable materials such as ourselves. The market is worth around €27.8 million, of which we hope to grab at least 20% within our 4th year. Working with this beachhead also acts as a pilot for the rest of the industry, allowing us to easily expand to the biggest polluters fast fashion within our 5th year. We believe Five is the most attractive proposition on the market for 3 reasons. Firstly, our product's genuine sustainability outperforms cotton and polyester, and enables fashion companies to meet their CO2 emission targets faster than other eco-fibers such as hemp. Secondly, our material is similarly priced to cotton and is far cheaper than leading upcoming eco-textiles. Finally, we believe Five has a highly marketable story behind it. We showed members of the public a t-shirt made from mock fibre and found on average they are willing to pay 40% more than the original value of the t-shirt. Simply put, our product is textile fibres extracted from potato stems. Potato stems cannot be fed to livestock and are risky to compost due to being poisonous and susceptible to blight respectively. This leads to around 254 million tons of it being discarded each year around the world. This is enough to supply 60% of the world's clothing. To get the fibers from this huge, inexpensive waste stream, we apply our cutting-edge biological and mechanical process, but only waste here is fertilizer. By prototyping this method and producing spun and woven samples, we have validated it as zero waste, scalable, and creates durable, soft, and antimicrobial textile fibers. Over the last weeks, we have spoken to various brands, manufacturers, and experts to understand our market. The fashion supply chain is incredibly complex, and so one of our main aims was to verify we have chosen the right beachhead. We confirmed that major outdoor brands such as Patagonia and the North Face will be our key partners to enter the market, as they have the incentive to incorporate novel materials. Due to their more expensive product lines, they have the ability to work with higher priced materials, which is vital in our first years in the market. As proof of industry's interest, we have already signed an NDA with a major brand in our market to pave the way for future collaborations. Year 5 of the beachhead market will see Five make profits over 1 million with 5.6 million in revenue. Our ability to make these profits is based on the order size of each of our fashion partners. It is also highly based on our ability to reduce the cost of our processing so that our material is competitively priced. Finally, it is affected by market share we can obtain through effective sales and marketing, which we identify to be a major expense for us. Sustainability has been the key driver behind our innovation. Although we work with a waste stream, the crop in itself outperforms cotton, using 90% less land, 96% less water, and saving 94% CO2 equivalent compared to polyester. As well as being sustainably processed, the extracted fibers are biodegradable and can be recycled. When we reach 20% of the beachhead market, we'll save enough land to feed 16,400 people for a year and 81,000 tons of CO2 equivalent. Our impact scales hugely once we address fast fashion companies. Supplying just 1% of the industry will reduce CO2 emissions by 14 million tons without compromising user experience or garment quality. Five is made out of 4 multidisciplinary design engineering students coming out of Imperial College London. The project began as a university submission, but our ambition to solve the environmental challenges of agriculture and fashion has motivated us to develop this into an enterprise following our graduation. We have a dream to create the world's most sustainable textile and one day bump into people wearing it on the street. We hope this project can spark a career of social entrepreneurship for all of us. Over the next few months, we'll be rolling out our plans to create our first high-fidelity prototype. We would welcome any advice on lab spaces, suitable grants, and connections to industry or farming partners. Thank you for listening. We'd be happy to answer any questions.
Great. Thank you, Five team. And let's go to the questions. We will start with Radu.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation, and yeah, congrats for giving a new important role to a very common plant. I'm wondering if at this stage your technology is already proven. Can you extract in an economical manner these fibers from potato stems?
Yeah, so we've done some prototypes in a lab scale, and we found that we can get a pretty decent yield out of our stems. So similar to kind of other natural fibers like hemp. In terms of the cost, so obviously eco textiles are known to be a little bit more expensive. However, we found that we can actually get this material really cheaply from farmers. So just to give you an idea, we collected around 20 kilos of dry mass this harvest from numerous farms. And none of them charged us for it. They gave it to us completely for free, which is really nice of them, obviously. But yeah, farmers essentially, they don't make much from potatoes, and therefore we can get this kind of waste stream from them very cheaply. We do a processing method, which is a lot more like sustainable than what other natural kind of similar textiles do. And this means that the processing is slightly more expensive. However, this is offset by the cost of raw material. We predict in the long term would be about as similar as cotton once fully optimized.
Thanks.
Perfect. And then we have the question, Rita. Oh, that.
Okay, thank you. Do you already, I don't know if you have talked about this, I hope not, but you already have a patent on your solution?
Yeah, so IP is very important to us. We've recently just acquired a 50K grant from Innovate UK, and we'll be using that to get our first patent. We're also in the process of doing an IP audit at the moment to find out exactly which is the safest part of our business to protect. Because obviously certain things you don't want to publish about the process and certain things you just want to protect. So we're taking all the due diligence to make sure that we're protecting the most important part, but hopefully we'll have that done in the next couple of months.
Thank you. And just one minor question, because we were talking about the farmers. Are you going to compensate them somehow on this?
Yeah, I mean, excellent question. So right now, we're essentially, even if we bought the crop for the same price as potatoes, we would still have a crop that's 16 times cheaper than cotton in terms of the raw material value. So we can still afford to pay farmers quite fairly for the material and still keep our business running. And we'll obviously want to pay them because it's good for them, but it also ensures that our materials organized and better kept for us to collect it safely. So it's important for us to have this kind of relationship where we pay them, they ensure the quality of the crop isn't destroyed before we collect it, and we can both benefit from it.
Yeah, of course.
Just to add on that as well, we are working with a big tractor company in Europe called Grimy. So they're helping us out with with producing the machinery to essentially automate the collection of it. So yeah, they're really excited about the idea, which is really nice of them. So they've actually offered to do this, to subsidize this project completely themselves, as we could potentially be a big customer for them. So yeah, we are thinking about how we're going to essentially work with the farmers and give them money for it.
Okay, thank you.
Got it. If that is short, Indrek or Andreas, one of you.
Yes, I have a quick question. Does this require any additional investments from farmers or chains of existing potato growing practices to collect the material for you?
Yeah, so at the moment, so we're working with Grimy.
Very shortly, please.
Okay. Yeah, so essentially it would work kind of like a contractor. So a contractor would buy this machine, and then that contractor would go to the farms and collect the stems, and we'd pay the contractor. So from the farmer's perspective, it could actually be one less operation for them, which would reduce their costs even further.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Indrek. All right, great. Thank you, everyone. That was definitely our last startup, the 8th one, if I'm not mistaken. Great. So what happens next? If my slides will change. Perfect. Okay, so what happens next is I'll now ask you to leave, and then together with the juries, we're going to have a deliberation, and they'll choose top 3 members from this team, definitely food systems, to go to the semifinals at 27th of October, definitely. And like the first place, top 1 from this room today will be contacted and will pitch again this afternoon in front of a different jury members. Okay, that's for cash prizes, so you can compete for the cash prizes. And the fourth place from each room will be the wildcard nomination, and ClimateLaunchpad team will look at all of the wildcard nominees from around the world and choose 10 of them to pitch at the semifinals of the Grand Global Final. So and those wildcard nominees will be announced by the end of the month, but all top threes and wildcard nominees will be announced this afternoon. Okay, and so top one, you will be contacted directly by the ClimateLaunchpad team, and your pitch will be moved to this afternoon, and you just need to be ready for the Q&A. So it will be the same pitch, probably the same pre-recorded video, unless they ask you to present it. But just make sure you're ready for the Q&A. It will be the same structure. If you need the website link for the live stream, you may get it already from your emails, or you may just kind of ask me from the chat or Ife. Just good luck that for those that will go to the next stage. Just rock it. We are in an awesome, great industry. We are saving our dear planet. And lastly, before we go, let's take a group photo. If no one is against, you may open your cameras, and I'll take it. Okay. All right. View gallery. Perfect. If everyone is ready, throw a team. Well spent, great team. You may also open your cameras. If everyone is there. Smugry. Smuggy, you may open also if you guys are there. And we have Yelena left only. Yelena, are you there? Everyone gets everyone gets ready right now. Is Yelena there from Smuggy? Okay, I'll
Will be here.
Oh, hey. Okay, great. So we can wave everyone all together. Hey. Okay, great. I'm just taking a couple of photos just to save. Perfect, great. Thank you so much, everyone. And you may now leave the room, but I'll stay with the room boss and the jury members for the jury deliberation. This afternoon, you will be contacted directly, and all the top 3 and wildcard nominees will be announced. Okay, good luck. And yeah, if you are not selected, no worries. I myself lost so many programs, to be honest. I think at least 4 of them. Just keep on it, as I said, we are in an awesome industry, I would say it's the most beautiful one. So good luck, everyone, and hope to see you again. All right. Have a good day. Bye.